Part 3. Media Fame, Pop Culture, and the Making of a Public Persona. Donald J. Trump, Manufacturing a Myth. Long before Donald Trump entered politics, he had already mastered something arguably more powerful than policy or ideology: mass attention. By the late 1980s and throughout the 1990s, Trump was no longer just a businessman. He had become a media character, a recognizable symbol of wealth, ego, ambition, and controversy. His fame extended far beyond real estate into television, movies, tabloids, and popular culture. Trump understood instinctively what many politicians would learn much later. In the modern world, perception often matters more than reality. The New York tabloid era. New York City in the 1980s and 1990s was dominated by tabloids, the New York Post, Daily News, and gossip magazines that fed on celebrity drama. Trump became their perfect subject. He was loud, rich, provocative, willing to comment on anything. Unlike other wealthy figures who avoided the press, Trump chased it. He offered quotes, opinions, and public feuds. His personal life, marriages, divorces, affairs became public spectacle. Trump's relationships with Ivana Trump, Marla Maples, and later Melania Knauss were covered obsessively, turning him into a soap opera figure as much as a businessman. The tabloids amplified his image. Trump as a playboy, Trump as a deal maker, Trump as a billionaire, Trump as a fighter. Criticism did not harm him, it fed the brand. Trump as a symbol of wealth. By the 1990s, Donald Trump's name had become shorthand for rich, flashy excess. He appeared in hip-hop lyrics, comedy sketches, movies, and TV shows. Rappers referenced Trump as the ultimate symbol of making it big, owning luxury, power, and status. He was mentioned alongside gold, private jets, and penthouses. Trump made cameo appearances as himself in Home Alone 2, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sex and the City. In each appearance, the joke was the same: Trump is famous for being rich. This visibility turned him into a cultural icon, even among people who knew nothing about his actual businesses. Playing the villain and the hero. Trump understood a critical rule of entertainment. People remember strong characters, not balanced ones. He was not afraid to be disliked. In fact, he leaned into it. In interviews, Trump often insulted competitors, dismissed critics, boasted about wealth, and claimed unrivaled success. This behavior polarized audiences. Some admired his confidence, others saw arrogance, but few were indifferent. Indifference is the enemy of fame. The Art of the Deal mythology. In 1987, The Art of the Deal was released and quickly became a bestseller. The book presented Trump as a genius negotiator, a tireless worker, a self-made billionaire, a strategic mastermind. While the book was co-written and partially fictionalized, it cemented Trump's myth. The public did not read it as autobiography, they read it as instruction. Trump became an authority figure on business, success, negotiation, and leadership. Even critics acknowledged the book's impact. It did not document reality, it created it. From businessman to brand. By the late 1990s, Trump's core business model had shifted. He was no longer primarily building properties, managing day-to-day operations. Instead, he was licensing his name, selling an image, promoting himself. The Trump brand expanded into hotels, golf courses, condominiums, fragrances, clothing, steaks, and bottled water. Some ventures failed, others were mediocre, but success was no longer measured by profit alone. Visibility was the goal. The Apprentice: Reinvention through Television. Trump's most important media breakthrough came in 2004 with NBC's The Apprentice. The show portrayed Trump as all-knowing, decisive, calm under pressure, and a master judge of talent. The boardroom scenes were carefully staged. Trump sat at the head of the table, delivering verdicts with authority. The phrase, "you're fired," became iconic. This version of Trump was simplified and idealized, a fantasy CEO who always knew the right answer. For a new generation, The Apprentice was their first exposure to Trump. To them, he wasn't controversial, he was successful. The psychology of authority. Television altered Trump's relationship with the public. Research later showed that viewers of The Apprentice were more likely to believe Trump was intelligent, competent, and trustworthy. The show bypassed logic and appealed directly to emotion and perception. Trump did not need credentials, he had presence. This authority, built on repetition and imagery, would later translate seamlessly into politics. Early political teasing. Trump flirted with politics for decades. He commented on presidents, criticized trade deals, attacked politicians as weak, and questioned government competence. At times, these comments seemed impulsive, but they served a purpose: testing the audience. He learned what language resonated, which insults worked, which enemies generated applause. Trump's media fame gave him something most politicians lacked: direct access to the public without intermediaries. Controversy as strategy. Trump's public persona thrived on controversy. When criticized, he attacked back harder, questioned motives, doubled down. Apologies were rare, retractions almost non-existent. This approach trained his audience to expect conflict and to enjoy it. To supporters, Trump was a fighter. To critics, he was reckless. Both reactions increased his visibility. From celebrity to political weapon. By the early 2010s, Trump was uniquely positioned, known by nearly everyone, trusted by millions, hated by many, feared by elites. He had something no political consultant could manufacture: authentic notoriety. When Trump eventually announced his presidential run, he was not introducing himself. He was activating an existing persona. The persona was the message. Trump's rise was not accidental. It was the result of decades of media manipulation, self-mytholizing, provocation, and performance. He did not follow the rules of politics because he was never trying to be a politician. He was trying to be unignorable. End of Part 3.
Shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays.